Dominica effective February 15 for 2025. In news from the region, Haiti's Presidential Council demands reparations from France, and internationally UK government urges British nationals to immediately leave Lebanon. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
What's on your back-to-school checklist? Fast, reliable internet, a free Chromebook, a smartphone. With Flow, you can check everything off your list. Sign up for broadband and get 25% off Turbo plus 6 months or a free Chromebook while stocks last. And if you need a new phone, our postpaid bundles offer smartphones for just $4. Make back-to-school easy with Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for details.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speed delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speedy delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Tourism Minister Denise Charles Pemberton has announced that United Airlines will begin weekly flights from New Jersey to Douglas Charles Airport effective February 15 for 2025. She says this represents a breakthrough in efforts to improve air access into Dominica.
Today is a proud day for all Dominicans. The commencement of ticket sales for United Airlines direct service from Newark, New Jersey to our very own Douglas Charles Airport for once weekly flights commencing February 15th, 2025. This is yet another historic milestone for the development of the tourism industry in Dominica. After years of careful planning, major investments, and numerous conversations with stakeholders here and in the diaspora, we are realizing our goals. This flight is another step towards our stated goal of 500,000 visitors by 2030. We are forging right relationships with key airline partners like American Airlines and now United ahead of the completion of the new international airport. By that time, we'll be focused on direct connections further away in a much more comfortable space. For too long, visitors and Dominicans alike have faced challenges when it comes to traveling abroad, whether for work, school, or simply to reunite with loved ones. Today, we are bringing the world closer to Dominica and Dominica closer to the world.
Minister for Tourism Denise Charles Pemberton. Minister for Finance Dr. Irvin McIntyre has called on citizens to take pride in the cultures and values which identify them as Dominicans. Dr. McIntyre's remarks came during the official opening ceremony of the 2024 Independence celebrations, which was held this morning at the State House Conference Center. The Finance Minister represented Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit at this morning's opening ceremony. This year's Independence activity is being celebrated under the theme Pay Nu Kado Nu, Our Country, Our Gift.
This year's Independence theme is especially fitting as it highlights our responsibility to protect, preserve, and elevate the gift of our homeland into a place where every citizen can live in dignity and in harmony with nature. Our country is our gift, but is also our responsibility. We are called once again to celebrate the vibrancy of our culture and the values that unite us as Dominicans. We take pride in the qualities that define us as a people, a strong sense of community, the resilience we demonstrate in times of adversity, and the enduring strength that has guided us through crisis and continues to be the foundation of our success as a nation. We celebrate our diversity as a nation, enriched by our culture, language, and traditions. Our heritage and history set us apart, and we must always hold in high esteem the customs handed down to us by our ancestors. As we celebrate this independence season, I invite every Dominican to renew our shared commitment to building a nation where well-being, dignity, and opportunity are available to all. Let us be mindful that independence is not just a day to be celebrated. It is a daily dedication to building a society where every Dominican can thrive.
Minister for Finance, Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Meantime, Minister for Culture, Greta Roberts, hailed Dominica's resilient journey through 46 years of independence.
As we reflect on 46 years of independence, we acknowledge that the journey has been filled with both triumphs and trials. However, we are proud of the fact that from natural disasters to economic challenges, we have consistently found ways to rise. That resilience is at the heart of what it means to be Dominican. It fills us with pride as we wave our flag, sing our national anthem, and act as stewards of this precious land. Our vibrant culture is a treasure. Whether it's our traditional dances, music, language, or festivals, or the customs passed down through generations, we possess a richness that is unmatched in the Caribbean and beyond. This year we are reminded of our duty as citizens to safeguard and nurture these gifts for ourselves and for future generations. As we celebrate the beauty of our island, the diversity of our culture, and the strength of our people, we must also recommit to fostering the values of unity, community, and solidarity.
Minister for Culture, Greta Roberts. The National Cooperative Credit Union and the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union have signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) to facilitate transactions between the two credit unions. The official signing ceremony took place this morning at the National Cooperative Credit Union. Chief Executive Officer of the National Cooperative Credit Union, Kuf Charles, says this MOU will provide a number of benefits for members across the region.
Today we are signing an MOU that facilitates shared deposits and withdrawal services between the National Cooperative Credit Union Limited in Dominica and the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union Limited in the Twin Island of St. Kitts and Nevis. This partnership represents a significant step forward in enhancing the convenience, accessibility of financial services for our members across the region. This Memorandum of Understanding is more than just a formal agreement. It is a testament to our commitment to serving our members in the best way possible, as outlined under our strategic pillar number 1, excellent member services. By enabling members of both credit unions to conduct deposits and withdrawals at each other's branches, we are breaking down barriers and creating a more interconnected financial ecosystem. This collaboration will provide our members with greater flexibility and access to their funds regardless of their geographical location, ensuring that they can manage their finances with ease and with confidence. The cooperative spirit that drives the credit union movement is about collaboration, solidarity, and mutual support. Today, we are demonstrating that spirit in action.
Chief Executive Officer of the National Cooperative Credit Union, Kuf Charles. Meantime, General Manager of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, Sydney Newton, says this MOU marks a new step towards collaboration between the credit unions within the Eastern Caribbean.
In St. Kitts and Nevis, there are a lot of Dominican nationals. I don't think there are a lot of Kittitians divisions here, but we do travel and some from time to time need to do business. And so that is the main driving force, or the reason why we would like to facilitate our members being able to do transactions, whether they are in Dominica, in Nevis, in St. Kitts, with their respective credit unions in each of the islands. The amount we are going to agree to by signing is not a small amount. $3,000, I think, a day, up to. And no restrictions on the amount of money per year. However, we will follow all AML, CFT, CPF procedures and still stick with the $10,000 easy, at any one transaction, provided that all of the procedures are followed. I think that this is going to be, a very important step in the collaborative efforts of credit unions across the OECS or the ECCU area, and we are very happy to be a part of this.
General Manager of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, Sydney Newton. Chairman of the Dominica-Cuba Friendship Association, Dr. Damian Dublin, is throwing his support behind a call by President of Dominica, Her Excellency Savannah Burton, for the removal of the U.S. trade embargo on Cuba. Mrs. Burton's call came this week at the 79th UN General Assembly in New York. Dr. Dublin says the address by Dominica's president was impactful and well delivered.
This speech gave all the reasons why Cuba should be taken off the list of countries who sponsors terrorism, and also why this inhumane, unethical economic and trade embargo should be lifted. We are in 2024, and this blockade is impacting on the people in all areas of development. The original objective of blockade is yet to be met. We are sure and we strongly say that it should be reviewed and removed. Cuba has contributed immensely and continue to contribute to global peace and global development. Cuban doctors are working all over in Africa, in Latin America, in the Caribbean. The development of our human resource in Dominica, the OECS and CARICOM is quite evident by the number of Cuban graduates that augment the development potential in all spheres, all areas. Because of all this, and in spite of the impact of a blockade,
Chairman of the Dominica-Cuba Friendship Association, Dr. Damian Dublin. On the feature segment of the DBS Evening News, the name Rosette Bertrand is synonymous with culture. But Rosette Bertrand has been involved in all facets of life in Dubla for the last 55 years. Tonight, Rosette Bertrand is our feature on the DBS Evening News.
I am a community person. My aim, my life is for my community development, just to develop my community anyhow and any way I can. Culture, sports, anything to develop my country, and especially the young people. I love working with young people. I love to see young people develop. I hate to see young people on the road doing nothing, so I always try to engage them in doing something positive. I started my community work from the time I was about 7 years old, because my grandparents were community people too. They were in everything. You know what they say, Coco or Tete, yo te toujours doing everything. My grandmother was always ready to cook food when they have anything in the community. So, I grew up in that. So it wasn't anything new, it's just something I just had to continue. I worked with adult education for quite a number of years until I retired. But then for my community work, in church, I was everything. My granny was, a church person. She was everything in church. She was cooking for priests. Priests used to dress and undress at our home at the time when there was no chapel in Dublin. So I started my community work from there. And my granny, everything that was passing, anything they have, once it's for young people, I would be involved, from Children of Mary to Guide to Scout, Youth Group, anything and everything. I was part of it. Well, I was clerk of the council for a few years, and then apart from that, I've been involved in youth groups. I've been coordinator of youth group. We had a church group, Young Social League. I was part of it. I was not only part, I've been leader of all the groups, if you have to say, coordinator and leader of all the groups in the community. We had Dovenal at one time, a drama group. We had that. We had Daffodils youth group, and then we had our church parish groups, our church groups and everything. I've been part of everything and anything in Dubla. Sports club, both cricket and football. I've been at one time I was secretary to the Pelican Sports Club. That was our first cricket club, and then we moved. I was one of the founders of the now Dubla Football Club. So I've been in everything.
How would you say, Mrs. Bertrand, things have changed over all these years?
We have a lot of distraction of the young people. Well, in Jubla, the young people, they live on the playing field. They're just on the playing field all the time. But then sometimes, to get them to do certain things, like when I started Flamboyant Dancers in 2005, I had a group of young people. We had the children group were 9 and 10 at the time. I could get them anytime and every time, to come. But now things have changed. The children have distraction. They have whatever. Because the football and cricket was still there. At the time, we were playing both cricket and football. Now, we play more football than cricket. And we would get them to do things. They were part of the church groups. They were part of everything. But now you find, they have other distractions. They're at home watching TV. They're on their iPad doing this. They're doing all kinds of things. So it's different now. But the interest is still there. When we want them, once Flamboyant Dancers, you just have to say dance and they appear.
Anything you as somebody who's been involved for so many years, anything you would like to see happen to preserve the culture?
We have a lot of people, that are interested in culture. And we have people, that are working. Sometimes we don't see them, we don't even hear about them, but they are there in all the communities working to preserve the culture. But what we need a little more support. We need more assistance. We need more support from the authorities, in line of preserving the culture. Because now we need more drummers, we need more accordionists, we need more even dancers, the people to teach and things like that. It's not that they are not interested, but, we need something, to push them to get more interest. But the interest is there.
Community advocate Rosette Bertrand of Dubla. And that's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
What's on your back-to-school checklist? Fast, reliable internet, a free Chromebook, a smartphone. With Flow, you can check everything off your list. Sign up for broadband and get 25% off Turbo plus 6 months or free Chromebook while stocks last. And if you need a new phone, our postpaid bundles offer smartphones for just $4. Make back to school easy with Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for details.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speed the delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speed the delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
DBS News.
In news from the region, Haiti's Presidential Council of the Transition has formally demanded reparations from France for historic debt incurred during the country's independence struggle. In a speech delivered to the 17th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York City on Thursday, Council President Edgar Libla-Fields outlined the circumstances surrounding the debt and its subsequent impact on Haiti. The payment of this debt, Fields argued, significantly hindered Haiti's economic development and contributed to its ongoing poverty. And internationally, the UK Foreign Ministry has issued an urgent call today for all British nationals in Lebanon to leave the country as soon as possible, citing growing concerns over the region's worsening security situation. In a statement, the ministry emphasized the immediate need for British citizens to secure seats on the next available flights out of Lebanon. The ministry also advised the British nationals to register their presence in Lebanon to stay informed of the latest developments. Israel has pounded Lebanon since Monday morning, killing over 700 people and injuring nearly 2,200 others, according to figures released by the Lebanese Health Ministry. And that's news. Stay tuned for the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. West Indies women's vice captain Shumin Campbell says the ladies are in good spirits as they continue with preparations for the upcoming ICC Women's T20 World Cup. The tournament gets underway next week in Dubai. The Windies have been grouped with South Africa, England, Scotland and Bangladesh in Group B. West Indies will play India in a warm-up match on Sunday.
All the girls are in some pretty good space. I think everyone gelling good together, and it's good to see. And you know, we've been a family for a while, and all the girls been doing excellent. And I think you know, coming out here in Dubai and get some training, I think that's a plus for us. So yeah, it's just of a matter of fact, we just continue to keep doing the good things that we've been doing. Always good to adapt and overcome the situation. I think all the girls adapt to this condition pretty good, and it's just for us to be, you know, confident within ourselves and be patient, because, you know, patience and discipline is a big thing. So it's just a matter of fact for us to be disciplined and continue to do our work. The management staff have been excellent. They've been doing some good job, good work so far. And, you know, coach always a good person. He's been doing a lot with the players and also the management staff as well. But yeah, they've been gelling pretty good with the players as well. Zayd and Ashmini, they've been around for a while, some time now, but, you know, they adapt to all the other players, the ways that the way we go about and do stuff. I think there is some good players. They're learning very quick. So,
any words for the Caribbean public ahead of this World Cup?
Yeah, I just want to encourage them to you know, wake up early and so that they could watch the game and give us that support and rally around us, because definitely we're gonna do well.
West Indies women's vice captain Shumin Campbell. The Barbados trio of all-rounders Kadim Alin, Russian Primus and Naeem Young are set to make their debuts in the 6th edition of the Dream 11 Natural T10 tournament. The trio are among 6 overseas-based players announced for the tournament so far. The Dream 11 Natural T10 tournament will get underway on December 7th at Winter Park. Kadim Alin will suit up for the Detroit's Titugosh Splashers. Naeem Young will play for the Barna Ote Warriors, Ryan John with the Indian River Rowers, Kofi James with the Sari Sari Sunrisers, Russian Primus for the Champagne Reef Divers, and Ryson Williams for the Valley Hikers. Each franchise will have the opportunity to add 2 more overseas-based players during next month's player draft. Meantime, steps will be taken to guard against illegal betting during the next edition of the Dream 11 Natural T10 tournament. This following an incident in the 5th edition where 2 foreign nationals were suspected of illegal activities during the matches. League coordinator Liam Sebastian says illegal betting and match fixing is a serious offense and could threaten the entire tournament.
We had to get the police involved with a possible match fixing situation where there were 2 non-nationals who had to be confronted by the police, because we realized that they were exhibiting behaviors that is similar to what how you call them, bookies, what they do. That after every ball is bowled, for example, you see them fidgeting in their phones. And then, you know, when we alerted the police, that they were very, very uncomfortable, that, you know, they moved. And in fact, the police officer, he actually went to the toilet with them when they went, because, you know, he realized, he saw what we were showing in. And after then, one of the persons did not continue coming to the matches. So we realized, and we alerted Dream 11, as soon as we realize, and credit must go to, the I don't want to call the person name, but it was a member of one of the teams who actually came and said that in the discussions we had with them, they're realizing that they're seeing this person there, have a look at them.
League Coordinator Liam Sebastian. Trinbago Knight Riders captain Kieran Pollard says Dwayne Bravo will always be remembered as an excellent servant of the game. Dwayne Bravo has confirmed his retirement from all cricket after his final season in the CPL was cut short by injury. Bravo, who will be 41 next month, is the leading T20 wicket taker in history. Pollard said it was sad to see Bravo end his career.
It's called time on his playing career. I think that's it for Dwayne Bravo in terms of cricket. He has given cricket, a lot. And for us in the camp, obviously it's heartbreaking because we knew how hard he worked in order to finish this tournament and to be with us, to finish to the end. But unfortunately, the master always has different plans. And for him, it's heart-wrenching. But as a champion will always say, he has given it his all. And, for us as teammates and friends, we will try to do as much as possible to make him smile at the end of it. So from all of us, thank you, Dwayne. Obviously, we'll have our conversations going forward. But I think that's it for him from a playing career. But he has had a wonderful career. He has a good time, and he has represented us well as a nation and throughout the world.
Trinbago Knight Riders captain Kieran Pollard. Dwayne Bravo finishes his career with 631 wickets in the format from 582 appearances. Important points on the line as two teams who have been struggling at the back end of the Republic Bank CPL meet tonight. The Barbados Royals, who have lost 3 matches in a row, will come up against the Trinbago Knight Riders, who have lost 2 of their 3 matches as the tournament continues in Trinidad tonight. Both teams are on 10 points and are looking to get into the top 2 in the points table to have 2 chances at getting into the finals. Knight Riders head coach Phil Simmons says the recent run of form is concerning heading into the playoffs.
As far as TKR is concerned, we started well. I think to win 3 out of 4 away games and coming into Trinidad for the home leg, we were happy with that. Happy how we started here, but the last couple of games we haven't shown our true form. So we've been having a lot of discussion and a lot of reasoning around what needs to happen over the next couple of days, and we will be trying to make amends and start our upward trend from tomorrow night.
Knight Riders head coach Phil Simmons. Meantime, Barbados Royals captain Rovman Powell says he's not too bothered with the recent run and is confident his team can pull things around.
I think we are settled with our best 11. We know what we're going to go with in the playoffs, to be honest. It's an opportunity for us to just fine-tune a few things. Winning does build confidence in the group, but still yet we lose a few games, confidence is not done. We know next week is when the real cricket starts.
Barbados Royals captain Rovman Powell. Tonight's match will bowl off at 8 p.m. The St. Lucia Kings top the points standing with 14 points. The Warriors have 12, Royals 10 and Knight Riders 10 points. National netball player Omian Charles believes the girls have to stick together and continue to be positive as they look to recover from a slow start to the ECCB International Netball Series in St. Lucia. Dominica lost its 4th match in the tournament, going down to St. Lucia last night. The team has now lost 4 out of 5 matches. Senior team member Omian Charles says it was another disappointing showing.
It's another disappointing loss for Team Dominica. I think tonight, first quarter, I think we did really well by holding down Team St. Lucia and ending that first quarter by 4 points. Moving into the other quarters, I think we had some opportunities in terms of our passes, our attacking side, even our defensive side. So I think as a team, we need to go back and regroup, focus on the opportunities, also focus on the things that we did well to continue to improve in that area, but also really focus on our opportunities so that we can fix it for our upcoming game.
Now, despite the loss, what positive would you say that you actually gained from this experience?
What I can say is that the competitive matches definitely allow us to go back home and come back together as a team and really work on our strategies so that we can eventually become victorious. So I think that these are some of the positives throughout the entire tournament. Yes, they are disappointing us, but we're able to go back and look at the matches and work on our opportunities.
Today is a rest day in the tournament. Dominica will play its next match against Anguilla on Saturday. Bafeset FC will be in desperate search of all 3 points tonight as they look to climb out of the relegation zone as the DFA's Premier League continues this evening at the DFA Technical Centre. Bafeset are sitting in the 10th place on 10 points, having won just 2 matches for the season. They will come up against 5th place Belfast Estate Mao Soccer Strikers, who are on 16 points. That match will get underway at 6:30 tonight. Meantime, 2nd place Valvoline Way United will be looking to narrow the gap on league leaders Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC. Way United are sitting in 2nd place on 24 points, just 4 points behind Dubla with a game in hand. They will take on Promex Harlem United on Sunday afternoon. A win will see Way United cut the gap to just 1 point before Dubla takes to the field on Sunday evening to take on Sajiko Southeast. Meantime, last night's matches in the various leagues of the DFA were postponed due to inclement weather. And that's all. We end the DBS Evening Sports Report and News. On behalf of the News and Sports Departments and our link person, Joseph Fadul, I am Leila Langford saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening, welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 27th day of September 2024. We begin with the evening edition of the DBS Radio Deaf announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. We announce the death of Magdalene Albertine Farrell, better known as Ma Botin, and Ma Shelley age 87 of Moore Park, Paybush. She died on Sunday, 22nd September at her residence. The funeral arrangements for the late Magdalene Albertine Farrell, better known as Ma Botin and Ma Shelley of Moore Park, Paybush, will be given in a subsequent announcement. We announce the death of Wiltina John Baptiste, better known as Ma Coco, age 96 of Maho. She was a member of the Roman Catholic Church of Maho. She died on Wednesday, 11th September. She was the mother of Gerald Thomas. She will also be remembered by her daughter-in-law, Edlina Thomas, her grandson, Carl Thomas, her great-grandchildren, Mikai and Neve in Canada, her sisters, Basilia John Baptiste in Maho, Jeanette John Baptiste in the United States, and Fortuna Esprit in the United Kingdom. Numerous nieces, nephews, grandnephews, and grandnieces, including Gregory James and Nicholas Duffin in Dominica, Esmond Andrew in St. Kitts, Sobus and Calvin Esprit in Maho, Joseph Matthew, a lecturer at the Dominica State College, and his wife, Lavinia Matthew, Margaret Anson, Jennifer Matthew, Cecilia Etienne, Vincent and Mackenzie Charles in the United States, Cheryl, Rosiana, and Chairman John Baptiste, Sean Reynold, Naomi and Maggie Etienne, Hiltoni John Baptiste and family in Maho, families of Francilia, Antonia, Pandora, Alex, Johnson, Abraham and John Baptiste in Maho, Anne, Jermaine and Ronald John Baptiste in the United States, David, Edna, Agatha and Lindsay Esprit in the United Kingdom, Magistrate Michael Loda, Gwyneth, Lucita, Corinthia, Cluster, Alwyn, Desmond, Botina and family in Warner, also Hughes, Ronald, Lucy, Rosie and Verna John Baptiste, both in Dominica and the United States, Breck Orville, Emil and Ronald Joseph in the United States, the Walter, John, Lennox and Annie John Baptiste families in Maho and Les Point, relatives and close friends including Paulie John Baptiste, Irvins Luke and Bernadette Anthony in Maho, the Esprit, Canoville John Baptiste and Anthony families of Maho, Barrister Julian Prevost and family of Maho, families of Alan Serra, Ma Cooley and Ma Petit of Maho, and other names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Wiltina John Baptiste, better known as Ma Coco of Maho, can be viewed from 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, 20th September at the St. Martin de Porres Chapel in Canefield. The funeral mass will take place at 10 a.m. and will be followed by interment at the Maho Public Cemetery. We announce the death of Miss Flora John Baptiste, age 57 of Corliho. She died on Tuesday, 10th September at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The funeral arrangements for the late Miss Flora John Baptiste of Corliho will be given in a subsequent announcement. We announce the death of Ernestine Pinard Eugene, better known as Ma Oscar and Dada, age 82 of Tetlale, Grand Bay. She was the mother of Robert, Zephania and Heather Eugene. She will also be remembered by her 5 grandchildren, Jeremy Isaac, Sandrine St. Louis, Yadira, Gerline and Brent Eugene, 2 grandsons-in-law, Emerson St. Louis and Brian Rossi, 1 son-in-law, Warrell Williams, great-grandchildren, Jirine, Chantel, Jasmine, Jelani, Dahlia, Caden, Kiwan, Samuel and Isaiah. Stepchildren, Prosper Eugene, Kathleen Honore and Sylvina Charles. 2 sisters, Juliet Pinard and Miss Lee in St. Thomas. Brother, Masley Pinard. Nieces and nephews, Ophelia, Glenn, Cassandra, Jeanette, Merlina, Vernie, Baby and Knock. Sisters-in-law, Katrina Leta, Philippa, Yolan, Magdalene and Seraphine Eugene. Brother-in-law, Ephraim Eugene. Cousins, Colbert Pinard and Lucia Ryan. Friends including Marisha, Sandy, Theodora, Ma Polly, Lucian, Tintin, Teresa, Eva, Katie, Julietine, Vashti, Carlian and Cassian. Close family and relatives, the Pinads, Fregis, and Bastian families in Grand Bay and Grand Colibri, the members of the Qual Hall Yahweh Assembly, and other family and friends names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Ernestine Pinard Eugene, better known as Ma Oscar and Dada of Tetlale, Grand Bay, can be viewed from 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, the 1st of October at the Good News Baptist Church. The funeral service will take place at 2 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Grand Bay Public Cemetery. We announced the death of Teresa Paul Coffey of Grand Fond, who resided in Canada. She was 100 years and 3 months old. She died on Thursday, 19 September in Canada. She was the mother of Francisca Coffey and Eugenia Coffey Ali in Canada and Clifford Coffey in St. Croix. She will also be remembered by 21 grandchildren: Grayson Shillingford of York Regional Police Force, Larry Riviere, Peter Coffey, Casey Coffey, Robinson, Stratford Coffey, Trifina Coffey, Grace Coffey, Tabitha Coffey, Miranda Martin, Teresa Ann Martin, Simone Martin, Aline Martin, Elizabeth Martin, Nicole Martin Walker, Gertrude Martin, Juliet Martin, Linda Paul Laford, Eleonora Dangleben, Teresa Ann Dangleben, Jason Mason, and Augustus Martin. One sister, Iona Paul, Verin in Guadeloupe. A daughter-in-law, Doreen Coffey. 38 great-grandchildren, 19 second great-grandchildren. Many nieces, grandnephews, and other family members and dear friends names too numerous to mention. She was predeceased in death by her son, Rudy Martin in Canada, and Solange Coffey in Dominica. The body of the late Teresa Paul Coffey of Grand Fond, resided in Canada, can be viewed from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the 1st of October at New Duke Funeral Home on 2058 Kipling Avenue in Etobicoke. The funeral service takes place at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 2nd of October at the St. Andrew's Catholic Church on 2547 Kipling Avenue, Etobicoke, and will be followed by interment at the Queen of Heaven Cemetery. The management and staff of DBS Radio, the nation station, extends deepest condolences to the families of the late Magdalena Albertine Farrell, Wiltina John Baptist, Flora John Baptist, Ernestine Pinard Eugene, and Teresa Paul Coffey.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.
Let's now present to you this evening's edition of the general announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. The WASCO informs the general public that they will be carrying out sewer excavation works on the corner of Upper Lane and Kennedy Avenue to facilitate a sewer connection on Sunday, September 29th, 2024, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. All vehicles traversing on Kennedy Avenue will be diverted onto Great George Street during the work period. Vehicle owners are asked to keep the road clear during the said works. Motorists and pedestrians are asked to exercise caution. The WASCO regrets any inconvenience that may be caused and thanks customers and the general public for your understanding. Another announcement from DUWASCO as well. DUWASCO informs customers in Trafalgar, Mont Prosper, and parts of Shawford that the unscheduled interruption in their water supply is as a result of heavy rainfall, which caused increased turbidity and blockage at the intake. Customers are advised that the system will be reopened when the weather conditions improve and the rivers have cleared. The WASCO regrets the inconvenience and thanks customers for their cooperation and understanding. Still with Dowasco informs customers in Upper Castle Comfort, Beaubois, Girardel, Egliston and Reigate that the unscheduled interruption in their water supply to